was such a good game against the Oilers. Let's go. Second half. Let's take Alberta. Oh, yeah, they got this. I know they're riding high from last night. They got this one. Okay, and they dropped the puck. Let's go. Okay, so far, so... Is this time in one of the NHL games? It is, yes. Hi, everyone. Hello. Austin Matthews. Well, time for a rebuild. This team is ruining my life. Leafs lose 3-0 to the Calgary Flames. All right there, Lou Lamoriello. Remember all those times where the Devils would score an early goal and then just shut it down for the rest of the game and there'd be like 8 shots total? Now you know how it feels on the other side. You know, it's funny. I think the LFR videos have been so much longer this season, but like, what is there to say about this one? The Flames started the game. The Leafs didn't. 1-0 Flames. Oh man, we're in trouble. Yeah, we are. 2-0 Flames. And Stajan got one, and that one like didn't make me as upset because it was at least somewhat legitimate. Never mind the fact that he was the second former Leaf to score in the Leafs that period. Leafs went all offense mode for the rest of the night. They ended up getting 39 shots, but Chad Johnson stopped them all. They were in the game, but they put themselves at a disadvantage in the first 49 seconds, and they're done. And it was the Leafs' best on the ice for the first 2 goals. Looking at the game sheet for the first goal, Kadri, Komarov, Soshnikov, Zaitsev, and Riley were on. Second goal, Hyman, Matthews, Brown, Carrick, Gardner. And I feel bad. I don't want to pick on this guy. I was rooting for him to become a Leaf like all summer long. Jonas Enroth, he, along with the rest of the team, just didn't look ready. And I've seen the stuff, well, oh, he hasn't played very much, and oh, he only plays the second half of back-to-backs. That's what the backup goalie does, man! Yeah, I'm not really good at oil changes, and I'm not 100% sure how brakes work. You are a mechanic! And yeah, he only starts the second half of back-to-backs, but the last game, Enroth played the Leafs at a 3-0 lead, so don't give me that. So let's have a longer conversation about Enroth after I get this out of the way. I thought Marner had a great game. Willie had a great game. I think he deserves to be back up with his normal line. Matthews and Hyman look great. Most of the Leafs looked fine for the majority of the game. They were in all offense mode. They just couldn't put it past Chad Johnson. They could have easily had at least 3 goals. Bozak could have had a natural hat trick in the third period, kept missing opportunities. There was one exchange in the third period, I think, went Hunwick missed shot, Polak block shot, Soshnikov missed shot, Polak block shot, Hunwick missed shot. Which, by the way, are all examples of Corsi, though not great ones. So even if you say, well, the Leafs put everything on net and Chad Johnson just stood on his head, they still lost 1-0 because of the Stajan goal. The game winner was scored 19 seconds in by Hamilton, and not even the one the Leafs won! Alright, look, Leafs fans, we were all kind of mean to Jonas Enroth last night. I sent a tweet that, wow, this is the first time that watching a Calgary Flames game would make you want to sign Kerry Rama. Which is both insulting to the Leafs' current backup goalie, Jonas Enroth, and their prospective one, Kerry Ramo. Now, I'm just making an assumption, but having Kerry Ramo around probably doesn't make Jonas Enroth feel all that good. And unfortunately for him, he's just gonna have to get over it. I mean, you're playing hockey for the Toronto Maple Leafs, you're gonna face more pressure than that. But this guy needs your support. He really does. And if he's going to be the Leafs' backup goalie, you're going to want him to succeed. Because there's no guarantee if the Leafs magically sign Ramo, he's going to succeed. And let's not forget that the Leafs are so up against it that Josh Levo can't even get into the lineup until Peter Holland is traded, let alone a new goalie. So if the Leafs are going to sign Ramo, by my count, they're going to have to trade Holland and Enroth. And we've said basically every video, the Leafs could make the playoffs. It doesn't look likely, but they could. And every point matters so much. And Frederik Andersen has just been incredible. Hasn't he been such a great story over the last month or so? Basically outside of the first 5 games. But you can't do it alone. Even Carey Price has Al Montoya, save that one game that we don't mention. Even Braden Holtby has Philip Grubauer. Bishop has Vasilevsky. I've heard the saying the best backup goaltender is a starting goaltender, and I think there's some situations where that's true, but not always. You gotta know how to come into garbage situations. You gotta know how to always play on the second half of a back-to-back. You gotta know how to play like once every 2 weeks. You gotta know how to deal with this stuff. And Enroth hasn't done a good job of that so far. But I do have faith in him to figure it out, because this is what Jonas Enroth has been for for basically his whole career, and even though he only played 16 games with the Kings last season, his save percentage was spectacular. And Leafs fans, let's say he doesn't figure it out. We've already established that Kerry Ramo is not a guarantee to be signed with the Leafs. Garrett Sparks is currently suspended indefinitely by the Toronto Marlies. Antoine Bibeau, after being named the AHL goalie of the month in October, has been terrible, and Casimir Kaskisuo so far has been struggling in the ECHL. What is the Leafs' other option in goal beyond Freddie? I asked this on Twitter, and some people were like, well, Jeff Glass, he looked good the other day for the Marlies. Jeff Glass is not on an NHL contract. Same boat as Ramo, he won't even fit. Look, here's the way I see it. Everyone recently has been talking about, oh, can the Leafs get Dougie Hamilton? Yes, okay, I think they should make an effort to try to get a top-tier defenseman. Right-handed would be nice, and Dougie Hamilton is a nice thought, for sure. Are they going to trade JVR? JVR has been traded 30 times in the last 24 hours. Holy smokes, which is fairly regular for him. Will the Leafs trade William Nylander? Well, I'm sure lots of teams would love to take William Nylander from my cold, dead hands. You get your greasy mitts off my Willie. Wait, I think people are caught up in all these grand things. JVR, and what would that mean? Dougie Hamilton, what would that mean? And William Nylander, what would that mean? Think smaller. Peter Holland wants out. You got to get him out. Elliot Friedman was talking on TV about how the Leafs want to get rid of him for a pick, not a roster spot, and he's not sure they can pull that off. They're gonna have to, because they need that roster spot badly. So Peter Holland wants out, let him out. Frankie Corrado, it's time. Stop it. Enough of this. You need the spot so badly you're carrying 8 guys and you don't even use one of them. The Leafs have 2 salary retention spots left. Figure out how you can get rid of Colin Greening, Brooks Laich, or Milan Michalek. You can get rid of 2 of them. Try to get rid of at least 1. You're paying these guys millions of dollars to play in the AHL anyway. What's the difference if you retain salary and give them to someone else? It frees up a roster spot, and it'd be nice for them. I mean, Colin Greening was playing in the AHL when the Leafs got him, so okay, fine, keep him. But Brooks Laich has been an NHL vet forever, and if you want to keep his positive presence around, fine. Milan Michalek waived his no-trade clause to become a Toronto Maple Leaf and got sent down to the American Hockey League after like 5 seconds. The Leafs kind of did Michalek dirty. They should get rid of him. Would you like a $4 million Milan Michalek? Alright, fine. How about a $2 million Milan Michalek? But we're getting caught up in the minutia here, okay? I think those are just some small things the Leafs could do to alleviate some very temporary problems. None of these problems go past this year. In the meantime, a team that looked fantastic against Edmonton has to pull their heads out of their ass. If Mike Babcock's post-game comments are any indicator, the Leafs are skating to Vancouver for the next 2 days to participate in the most anticipated game of the Vancouver Canucks season so far, maybe the most anticipated game of the Leafs season so far. It's the rematch, December 3rd, Leafs-Canucks blood feud, and it's probably the most anticipated hockey night in Canada of the year so far. If you can't show up for that, if you can't be prepared for that, you don't belong in this league. I got a feeling they'll be just fine, but they gotta prove it to us. They gotta prove it to themselves. I'm looking at this game, I'm looking at the beginning and going, ugh, that's so Leafs-like. And then Babcock says, well, that's not Leaf-like. And I'm like, hell yeah, Mike, you're right. You know what, you're right. It's the 100th season. The Leafs have this storied history, new logo, you don't disgrace the logo. You're right. This is not the sad sack piece of crap team of a few years ago full of veterans who were just happy to still be playing. This is a young, fast, skilled, strong, capable team with some of the youngest, brightest stars in the league. The Leafs are better than that start. The Leafs are better than that game. And on Saturday, they get to prove it. That is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends and do something about it, man. So, as you just heard, huge news. The Leafs trade Ian White, Matt Stajan, Nick Hagman, and Jamal Mayers to the Flames for Frederick Sjostrom, Keith Ollie, who I'm really excited about, and Dion Phaneuf. Talk about change. Stajan, 16 goals so far. He's having a career year. He's played with Kessel for a fair amount of it. Hagman, so maybe you put him on a line. Or even Hagman could play with Jokinen, a fellow Finn. Who knows? And just to review, Boschman, Phaneuf, Caberlet, Komisarek, Schenn, Gunnarsson. And then Finger and Exelby if any of those guys get injured. Wow. Just say it. Dion Phaneuf is a Toronto Maple Leaf. Huh.